Hey, it's Colleen with Rope and Resellers. I'm here for another weekly update of what I sold on eBay and what I sold on Amazon merch for the week of August 6th through the 12th, 2018.
22 items sold this week, so I'm going to do something a little different. For the stuff that's a little bit better value that you can learn from and maybe see out in the wild, then I will just tell you what I actually made after fees and shipping. So first up was this Bose headset. These were awesome. I tried them out. Actually, they made my ears kind of warm. There's not a lot of ventilation in them. This is one of the earlier models of these acoustic noise canceling headsets, but they still worked amazingly well. Like I said, I bought them for myself, but when I saw how much they were worth, I sold them for $79.99. I collected 88.14, so they paid shipping. I spent $5 at a garage sale on this. $16.19 is what I paid in eBay, PayPal, and shipping fees for a total profit of $66.95, and they took 2 months to sell. Ralph Lauren, these are just shoes, and I made, after all the fees, $11.23. They took 2 months to sell. Bolt, I don't sell plush at all anymore. I made $9.23. And he took 9 months to sell. I had a lot of stuff on 40% off. These clothes were in my daughter's closet. They took a year to sell, and I made $4.64 on them. This is worth talking about. So this I bought, I sold it for $72. Someone offered me $72. Lots of people had offered me $50, and I would always counter with $65. I would say I had 4 offers at $50, and I was holding out because I had a lot of watchers. So someone offered me $72, and I snagged it, even with another offer out there. $93.65 is what I collected. I spent $10 on this at Goodwill, but it had the remote. And then at my Goodwill, they have these RCA cords. So I just picked one of those up for 99 cents or 69 cents. I don't think they sell them for much. And then this was in the back of it. And it also came with the power cord in the back. I can show you. So the power cord's already attached. Took some good pictures. It paid off. $30.64 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $53.01, and it only took a month to sell. Just make sure that when you're buying these things, they have the remote, and you look them up before you buy them. These are some books I got out of my daughter's closet, basically. I made $12.89. They took 2 weeks to sell. These are Mary Kate and Ashley. JanSport, I always buy these backpacks with the leather on the bottom. This, someone's offered me $40 with free shipping, and so I just took it because I've had it for a while. But I only spent $1 at a garage sale, $11.77 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $27.23, and it took a year and 3 months. So I kind of listed it late, or at a, maybe I would say at a bad time. I don't know, but it finally sold. Qantas Amenity Kit, this thing was cool. This is the eclectic weird stuff, but any airline things that I can find, I will gather. And this was a first or business class. And this went to, where did this go? This went to Spain. And it sold for full price $39.99. I collected $47.24. Went to through the global shipping program. I picked it up at an estate sale for $4, $13.60 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $29.64, and it took 2 years to sell, but I knew it was going to be long tail. This was cute. These are just, premium things you get out of Captain Crunch. I think these are from like the 70s or 80s or something. I only made $4.41. They took 2.5 years to sell, so I wouldn't probably pick those up. This, let's see, Tommy Hilfiger, $17.44 was my total profit on that. Significant. It does have the logo on the front. I'm surprised it took this long. It took a year and 2 months to sell because that was a thing for a while. I think that thing is starting to fade a little bit. Cal Berkeley jersey, if you can find university ones. Kids are starting to go to school. I only made $6.24, and it took a year to sell that. This is worth talking about. Halliburton. I went to an estate sale a couple weeks ago. There were tons of these hanging in the closet, and now I wish I had grabbed more. It sold for full price pretty fast. $71.02 is what I collected. I spent $5 on this. And like I said, I probably could have had 4 more. But I didn't know that people would really want this stuff. It's Halliburton. That's kind of got, not a stellar name to it, but it sold. So my profit on that was $36.77, and it took 2 days to sell. So, yeah, whatever. Apollo 11. This was really cool. I picked this up at an estate sale a little while ago now. And it was just this woman had been to the Apollo 11 launch in the 60s, I think. 60s. Yeah, I think it was late 60s or early 70s, somewhere in there. But she had this, the information for guests. So she went to the viewing site, which was kind of cool. And then she had all these other things. And then she had also picked up brochures about Daytona Beach and Orlando and things to do. And so it was this sort of cool storytelling lot that I had put together with all this ephemera. But the coolest thing was definitely this. If she had had the actual parking pass, it would have been worth even more. But someone offered me $115 for it. And yeah, I'll take $115 because I only paid $5 for the whole package. It was just in a plastic bag with a bunch of stuff in it. And I just sort of culled it and made this lot out of it. $22.23 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $87.77, and it took 3 months to sell. Basketball hat, not super great. A little $13.63 is what I made on that, and it took 5 months to sell. This is a pair of Gap boys khaki pants. I made $6.93 on that, and it took 3 days to sell. Kids' clothes are going to sell well, especially boys, because they wear out the knees. Victoria's Secret, someone offered me $12.33, which I was like, okay. I don't know why it went that way. That's an odd number. $19.43 is what I collected, and I made $8.89. It took 2 weeks to sell. I was wheeling and dealing this week. This was 40% off. It went to Canada through the global shipping, which I'm surprised because I have it set up to go to Canada. Anyway, I made $9.38 on that, and it took 1 year and 4 months to sell. It's just Smith & Taylor. This is a good brand if you can find it. This didn't have it on the bottom, but it was a cool color. There were other pieces that had the markings on them. This is a good find, so it's worth talking about. This was a leather document holder that I found. The leather was so nice on this. It was so supple and really kind of a cool piece. But you can see this mark right here, this kind of dark mark. It was this beautiful light color, and I took some product that I'd never tried before, and it just made it so dark. So then I had to redo the whole thing and use my leather conditioner and try to fix it. So I was sort of bummed. It did have a lot of stain, water stains and stuff. It was really sensitive to that, but I don't care. It sold for $39.99. I collected $48.14. I spent $2 on this at the Goodwill. It had a leather zipper. That was the other clue that I knew that it was vintage. So if you see that sort of a zipper, you know that that's an old quality zipper. That means it's older. $14.02 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $32.12, and it took 2 weeks to sell. Someone had said they wanted to pay $20 for it. I just ignored the email. I was like, Patagonia, like I said, clothing. I had clothing and some other stuff on sale. So this, I made $8.76, and it took 4 months to sell. Swimsuit season's almost done. This was cool. I found this at a garage sale. It sold for $39.99. It went to the Netherlands, so shipping was free. I spent $2 at that garage sale for it. $12.62 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $25.37. It took 1 year and 2 months to sell, but these were all different Russian leaders. And the guy I talked to had actually been to Russia, so he brought it back with him as a souvenir. And he was just getting rid of some stuff. He was some sort of government worker or something over there, and so he had brought this back and was getting rid of a lot of things like that. These are vintage pants. Here's the label on those. If you see the old Guess with the checkerboard looking thing, those are worth picking up. This also had their mom jeans, and they had zippers on the side down at the bottom, so they were tapered. Anyway, I made $16.51 on those, and it took a year to sell. Last but not least, I sold another home movie. My bulb broke. It exploded, actually. And so this one I couldn't take very good pictures of, so I just kind of held it up to the light and took pictures of the film. It had a TWA airplane on it. It was a pretty cool movie, and it probably took a while because these pictures aren't very good, but it sold. And I made $16.64. It took 5 months to sell. Looking at my numbers, $674.17 is what everything sold for. I collected $802.26. $43.75 cost of goods, mostly being that Sony VCR DVD player and the Bose headsets, and then a couple other little things for $5. But the return on all of those things that I paid up for was pretty good. $252.83 in shipping and fees for total profit of the week from eBay, $505.68. So that's phenomenal. I am super. If I could do that every week, whoo, I'd be in there. And that is my ultimate goal. I always say, 200, but I just bought a car, so now I need it to be 500 a week, but we'll see how that goes. I did list 17 things last week. It was like the first time I sat down and got some stuff done. So that may have had some influence, and the 40% off, although I didn't really sell that much on sale. Amazon merch, I sold 8 shirts and 5 pop sockets, $46.76 profit on that, and I sold my very first journal, so I'm doing Create Space now, and I've only got 5 or 6 titles up, but I sold a book in England, and it was a £1.59, and so that's $1.90 in US dollars. $554.34 is my total for my e-commerce for the week. So phenomenal week, a couple of high sales, but I sold 22 things, so that's quite a bit. I don't know if that's because it's back to school and I sell that sort of thing, or just because I listed more last week. Who knows the ways of eBay, but I am not going to question it, and I am thankful. And I'm just going to keep plugging along and try to get some stuff done. Like I said, I bought a car, so now I don't like car payments, so I'm going to try to get it paid off in like 3 months and just work really, really hard and take the savings that I have. My other car died, sort of. It has to go to the mechanic, and I don't know what the outcome is going to be, and I just need a dependable car, as we all do, because we have to go sourcing and shuttle kids around or do whatever, go to doctor's appointments. So I just decided that it was time to get something more reliable, and so I did. But my tip to you is to go ahead and read through the fall seller update. It is really not very scary. It won't take you very long. It really only affects you if you sell books and media. It's pretty, they talk about the catalog that they're doing now, so that really only affects people who sell more of the current type of thing, like an iPhone, or if you sell phone cases, things that there's a million of. It's going to be a buy box situation like Amazon. I don't sell that kind of stuff, so I don't think that's really going to affect me. I can't imagine them ever cataloging all the different clothing lines or all the different antiques. So right now, the reason why they're going to the catalog, 81% of what they sell on eBay right now is brand new. And a lot of that are the big businesses, the Targets, that kind of thing. So we don't represent very much of the total income for eBay. Think about it. It's 19%. And then you subdivide all the used clothing and all the antiques and collectibles and all that. I have a pretty interesting article I read, and I can link that in the show notes. But
we don't represent a very big percentage of what eBay sells. So I don't think the catalog's really going to affect us. That's not who they're targeting this catalog to. So I wouldn't worry about it at all. So like I said, fall seller updates really not a huge issue, which is great because we're all trying to gear up for Q4, and hopefully you won't be bogged down by glitches and new things that they're trying to introduce. So it looks like we don't have to worry too much about anything until the spring. So then we'll just see how that goes. Hopefully they'll get their new payment system up, and they have some other things coming down the road. But so with that, just keep listing and keep sourcing amazing things. Watch your profit margins. Remember, a lot of times you make your money when you buy it, not when you sell it. So try to find the weird and the eclectic. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.